Hello Anthem instructors. We're going to go through a quick overview of Simnet now. So for the sake of this demo, I have gone through my Moodle course and I'm now in my Simnet section through single sign-on. First thing that you'll note is that you've got return to LMS. If I click on this, it'll bring me back into Moodle, so keep that in mind. You've got your welcome prompt and Sim student, which we'll go to in just a second. But I wanted to point out the help menu. It's contextualized, so you'll see that since I'm on the main dashboard page, it brings up help topics about the dashboard. But let's say I go to Gradebook, for example, and I click help. It's going to be all about the Gradebook, so it's a pretty cool feature that allows you to get help on wherever you're at in Simnet. Okay, so next up you've got the blog, where you can go to share ideas with other instructors who are using Simnet and get some best practices. Alright, so if we scroll over here, to toggle between your classes, you'll just click this drop-down menu and you'll be going class to class. And you can get specific information about the course. I'm actually going to be using new class Kyle for the bulk of this demo, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so when we're in the My Account dashboard, the main screen that pops up is the assignment schedule, and this allows you to see the past assignments, the current assignments, and the upcoming assignments. And if you need to make changes to any of them, you can just click on it and you can actually edit the assignment from right here. Okay, so on the right hand side you'll see some snapshot information about student activity, and this just gives you an overview of how your students are participating in your course. Okay, so you're probably at this point wondering what we're going to actually cover here. I really just want to touch on the interface and how to navigate, because Anthem's curriculum team has worked very closely in Simnet to create courses that map to your objectives. So you're probably not going to ever need to come in and create your own content. They've already done a really good job of doing that for you. I just want to show you a couple of things that you might use. So for example, let's look at how you can change a date of an existing assignment. So let's say you've got an assignment that says here Unit 3, Excel 4, 429 and 13, and you want to change this assignment date. You just click on the actual assignment, and then you've got a couple of options. You can try to edit the assignment. You can click Edit Schedule, View Snapshot, View Report, or Delete. We're going to do Edit Schedule. This pulls up the date information, and you can immediately change the due dates. So that's how you can do that with an existing course. If you ever want to edit your account details, just click on Account Details, and it's going to give you snapshot information about your account. You can change your email address, so on and so forth. Alright, so students. There's one important theme that I think we should touch on for the students. Let me go down, and I'm going to grab my fake student from my demo course here. Let's see, there it is. Alright, so I go to New Kyle class, and I have this one student, a student at anthem.edu. Well, we built in a feature that allows you as an instructor to accommodate for students that have ADA needs. So if I drop down this menu and click Edit Assign, alright, you'll see that there's this tab that says ADA Multiplier, and by default everyone's set to 1. If I edit this and make a change, so for example if I change this to 2, then for every timed assignment, this student will get twice as long. So if you've got a test that has a time limit of 1 hour, this student would automatically get 2 hours because they have ADA needs. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this, but just keep in mind that's how you would make that change. Okay, so next up you've got the classes drop down, and you can either sort this by show all classes or just show your classes. Okay, so that's two ways to kind of see what's going on in the broader scheme of things in Anthem. Alright, so content. I really don't think that you're going to be doing much of this, but just in the off chance that you want to make extra work for your students or you need some extra material, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating an extra lesson. Just note that the process for creating a lesson is the same as SimPath and exam. The exams are just what they state. They're exams. The SimPath has a diagnostic pretest, and then if the student doesn't do well on that, then it's going to give them a personalized lesson that covers and remediates the areas that they showed weakness in, and then at the end of the lesson they'll take a post-test to prove mastery. So that's the different types of assignments. Lessons are pretty straightforward. So let me click on Create, and then I'll call this Kyle's 2010 Excel lesson. Alright, so then I click next. Okay, so I can actually come in and I can search by module, so I can pick subject areas just based on the modules themselves, or if I'm working specifically with a textbook, I can select a textbook to work with. Alright, so it's pretty easy to use. I'm going to stick with module. Alright, and then once I select a module, let's do Excel 2010, then I can go down and I can either start selecting, or I've got one other filtering option. So if I want to filter by MCAS objectives, I can do that as well, which is a pretty nice feature. So let's say I want to touch on use hotkeys. That's one of my MCAS objectives. So I select that, and now I have one lesson that I can incorporate into this assignment. Okay, so I'm going to remove this so I have a little more flexibility. Just select all objectives. Let's say these first two are really good. I can either individually add them by selecting them and adding them, or I can hold down Control and click both of them and send them over. And it's just like with any Windows folder system. You can select multiple and then add them over. If you want to preview them before you add them over, you can hover over this little dialog box. It'll give you quick snapshot information, and if you actually want to preview the task, you can click on preview and it will open up this task so you can do it yourself. Okay, so let's say these are my perfect 7 modules. This is exactly what I want for this lesson. I would then click on class assignments and select the class that I want to assign this in. So I'm going to type in Kyle because I know that's in the title of my class. Alright, so I select it, I click add, I select a due date. Alright, click save. And now I've created that lesson and added it to this class. So that is how you add pieces to your Simnet courses. The last piece that we'll talk about is the gradebook. This is where your students' grades will come in. So you'll have to pick which class you'd like to look at the grades for. Alright, so I'll find my section, which is the new Kyle class. There we go. Alright, and I've got all my assignments here and my student results. Okay, so in a later video, we're going to talk about how you send these results into your Moodle gradebook. But for now, I'm going to back out. I think that you've gotten comfortable with the Simnet interface. I'm going to show you how you can actually see what the students would see. So if I click on Sim Student, alright, this takes me into the Kyle 100 course, and it's actually going to show me exactly what a student would see. So the student has a couple different views. They've got the calendar view that they can use. They can do the tiles view, which is very nice for anybody using a portable device to look at their Simnet course. And then they can also do the old school view, the list. No matter which view they use, they've got searchability. So if I want to type in Excel, this is going to filter out and only show me Excel assignments. Right? And you can actually jump in and try these as a student. So if you click on this and click Take Lesson, it would load up and let you take this as a student. Alright, so that's your general quick overview of Simnet. Next up, we'll have a video that talks about using our grade sync to send Simnet grades to your Moodle gradebook.